Amanda, straight ahead, please. Amanda, on your right side.
Amanda, straight up.
Amanda, straight ahead, Amanda. Keep running.
Amanda, straight ahead, please.
Amanda, look at that.
And Amanda, the front of the outfit this way, please. That smile.
Amanda, right here.
Seyfried, Amanda.
Amanda, nice smile.
And Amanda, big smile. Right
Top
here,
row,
Amanda.
can I get a wave?
Amanda.
And just
Amanda, straight ahead.
Amanda, can we see the front? Just the front.
Amanda.
And Amanda, that big smile right here.
Amanda, left.
Straight ahead, Amanda. Amanda.
Amanda, having a wave.
Amanda, right here.
Right here, look this way, wave.
It's all happening right here, Amanda.
Mrs. Sadowski.
Ah, see.
Amanda.
No W.
And right here.
Amanda, look at this way.
And Amanda.
Amanda, on your left.
Over the left shoulder, Amanda. Ladies up top. Amanda, top.
And Amanda.
Ladies, can I get the front?
Ladies, right there.
Amanda, together. Ladies.
Go, guys.
Amanda Thomasin.
And then straight ahead again.
And Amanda Thomasin.
Ladies.
And Amanda Thomasin
Amanda
together.
Thomasin. Amanda. Amanda.
Phil.
Amanda Thomasin.
Amanda, ladies, this way. Ladies, turn this way, ladies.
All the way to the beginning, straight ahead. Guys, this way. Guys, everybody left.
Everybody, over to the end here, please.
Phil, move, Phil, move, Phil, move.
Everyone straight ahead, everyone.
Everyone to the beginning, please.
Straight ahead,
The very beginning. Thank you.
And guys, everyone looking up here together. Those smiles, guys.
Right here, straight ahead.
And then again, everyone over the way.
And right here together.
Right here.
Thomasin.
Amanda. Amanda.
Thomasin on your right. Everybody right, please.
Thomasin, Amanda.
Amanda,
Lewis.
Guys, everyone looking this way. Ladies and gentlemen. Right here.
And guys, looking up together here. Those smiles here.
And up to your
Everyone
right.
on your left. Left side, Amanda.
And up to the right. Everyone right here.
And together here.
Right here on your right.
And Natalie right here, Natalie.
Natalie, right side.
Natalie right here, please, Natalie.
Natalie on the right. Over that shoulder, Natalie.
Natalie, look at straight up there. Natalie.
Natalie, if you turn your body this way, and right here, look right here.
And
Natalie, right here.
You I like. I like you.
Lewis right here. Lewis right here.
Can I see Celia? Just the front, facing the front. Lewis,
And Lewis right here, sir, Mr. Pullman.
Lewis on your right side, left side.
And Lewis straight ahead, Lewis.
And Lewis.
One more, Lewis. Back, Lewis.
And Lewis, the front of that suit, sir. Lewis, just the
Straight
front of that
ahead,
suit.
straight ahead, straight ahead.
Lewis, the front of the suit this way.
Lewis on your left.
It's all happening right here, Mr. Pullman.
Lewis.
Lois on the right. Bill, all the way right, Bill.
No, not forward, not forward.
Bill, look right.
Back up an inch.
Bill, quick.
Hold on.
Bill, looking up.
Bill, Mr. Pullman.
Bill, right here. Bill, Mr. Pullman, sir.
And Bill right here, sir. Bill. That smile, sir.
On your left side, Mr. Pullman.
And Bill to your right, Bill, straight ahead. Mr. Pullman.
Bill, back this way.
Bill right here.
Straight ahead, sir. Straight ahead.
Look here. Get up this way.
Right here, look straight ahead. Straight
This way,
ahead.
this way. Looking straight.
Thomasin right here, Miss
Thomasin.
McKenzie. Thomasin.
Thomasin for me.
Looking right here.
And Thomasin, one more time.
Thomasin.
Thomasin right here.
And Miss McKenzie right here, please. Thomasin.
Thomasin to your right, Thomasin.
Thomasin, just facing me this way, please. Tom right here, please. Thomasin looking up.
Thomasin.
And one more time, that smile, Thomasin.
Straight ahead, Thomasin.
Thomasin on your left.
Thomasin to the right there.
Thomasin.
Thomasin.
Hi, Davey.
Thomasin.
Jamie, head down.
Thomasin.
Thomasin. Baby, step right.
Right, hold on, right here.
And Tim over this way, sir. Tim. Tim looking up, sir.
Tim, how about a close up there?
Tim to your right, Tim. And straight ahead, Tim.
Tim to the right.
Mr. Nelson, just turn your body. Perfect. And
Tim on your left.
Mr. Nelson. Mr. Nelson. Perfect. Nelson.
Stacy looking up. Look over the shoulder.
Stacy, to your right, Stacy.
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 Stacy straight ahead. Looking up.
And Stacy straight ahead to your right, Stacy.
Stacy right here.
Over the shoulder to the right.
Stacy over the shoulder, love.
Stacy, one more.
And Stacy right here, please. Stacy.
Look at here, Stacy.
Time.
And Miss Martin. Stacy. Yeah.
And Stacy looking back. Stacy.
And it's all happening right here, Stacy.
Stacy right next to Stacy. Can I get a look right
Stacy.
Stacy right here.
Stacy to your left.
And one more look right there.
And one look all the way back.
And as you see it, you know you didn't get it.
Stacy.
And right here.
And Brady straight ahead to your right, Brady.
Brady.
And straight ahead, Brady.
Brady looking back one more.
And Mrs. Corbet.
Natalie, can you face her? And then Natalie.
Another guy in the film here.
Natalie over your shoulder.
And Natalie right over here.
Natalie.
Natalie.
Natalie to the right.
Natalie, one more time here.
Natalie right here. And hand down
Natalie
with
to
the
the right.
fashion.
Natalie, the front of the outfit right there.
And Natalie, just hand down.
Right side. Right side. Head down, head down.
Look out, look back to your right. Run over the shoulder.
And Mona right here, please. Mona, that smile. And Mona right here, please. Mona.
Sweetheart, all the way around.
Mona.
Mona right here.
And Mona, the front of the dress this way, Mona. Mona, just Mona, the front of the dress.
Mona, smile up.
And Mona right here, please. Mona.
Look over the shoulder on your right.
Chin down though, Mona, right here.
Mona right here on your left.
Mona, just those eyes
Mona
with the
right
chin
here.
down.
Mona,
Chin
head
down, please. Chin down.
Head down right here. Look to your left.
Right next to him. Sit down low. There we go. One more right here.
And Miss Fastvold.
Right here, sweetheart. Alright, and right here.
Right here, all three of you, all three of you. Right here.
One more time.
And ladies looking up right here.
And ladies right here together. Ladies, all three of you right here.
One more looking straight here.
And one more down.
All right, everybody, let's start your eyes right over here, please.
And right here. And straight ahead, please. Straight ahead, Mona.
Thomasin, one look back.
Jamie to your right, Jamie.
And Jamie.
Thomasin.
Thomasin over the shoulder.
Jamie, can I get a wave up top? Thank you.
And Jamie.
Jamie, straight away. Right down the side.
And Jamie. And one more, Lillian, looking straight ahead. Chin down a bit. Chin down a bit.
And Jamie, one more right here.
Andrew.
Kaylee, hold it over the shoulder.
Over that shoulder.
And Kaylee right here, the front of the outfit.
Kaylee, all the way back.
Kaylee, all the way over, honey.
All the way around.
And Kaylee, just the front here.
Front of the dress, please.
The front. And right here.
And Kaylee.
Kaylee, just turn this way.
One more look for Kaylee. Kaylee, can you do one for her?
Kaylee, over the shoulder.
And Kaylee.
Right here, head down a little bit.
Heather.
Heather, one more look right to your left. Step forward. Straight ahead right here.
A little wave for him.
Oh, yeah.
No, just the front. You want to do it over the shoulder?
Hold her right there.
And then right next to him, please. And then one look back. And then a quick look to your right.
Can I get a wave up top? Sir.
Celia right here.
And one more time.
One look back.
Celia right here.
Mona, eyes left.
Celia, head down.
Straight ahead.
Right here for me.
Celia, straight ahead.
One look back. And one more look in here.
And right here, please.
Left, all the way left.
And one more time here.
And Celia. Celia.
I saw already. That's the first thing I looked at.
And Celia.
Oh, Louis Pullman.
Thank you so much.
Louis, eyes back left.
Can I get a wave, sir?
And Lewis, looking back, sir.
Sophia, can I get a wave?
Andrew, how about a thumbs up there?
One more smile.
And one more front look, honey.
And one more time, Julia. Just the front. Stay with me, the front here. And hands by the side, Julia.
Julia, come on down.
Nope, me neither.
Julia.
And Julia right next to you.
And Julia. Right in between.
And butter.
Right here. There we go.
Julia, one more.
Thank you, my dear.
Maddie right here.
And Maddie right next to him.
Maddie, look at that.
And one more time.
Maddie, straighten your head out a little bit. Head down. Right there.
Maddie left. One more time. Left.
And Maddie right here.
Maddie, please. Thank you, my dear.
Are you going to cross it?
Show, right? Rich people or something. Bling Empire, right? Was it?
I don't know.
And one up here, straight ahead.
I think it just brings me deeper into myself when I'm moving and vocalizing, not just singing. You know, just using my body to make sounds that I've never made, or at least haven't made on screen before in front of people. I think it's like it's just, you know, people dance to feel alive, to feel closer to themselves. Just connecting with dialogue and connecting as human beings speaking to each other is one thing, and it's beautifully it's profound and effective, beautifully effective, but it's also like to have another medium, another way of expressing yourself. It's just so it's impossible not to enhance the experience that you're having on Earth, connecting. And so it's like, people sing to feel better, people dance to feel better, and it's just, and you feel closer to yourself. That's just what happens. So yeah, I don't know. I will always look for some kind of musical aspect to a character to express myself in that way, and I'm lucky enough with this specific story that this woman expressed herself, and her prayer was based in vocalizing and movement. And it's just like, it couldn't have been a more important project for me as an artist, so as a human too. Yeah, it was gentle. The collaboration was gentle, and it was slow, and it was consistent, and I was able to be patient with myself in a way that I haven't in a long time. The whole process lacked judgment from anybody. We were all trying to make this crazy thing that seemed almost impossible. So it just felt like we were all on the same page. Mona was leading the ship for sure, but I know that, as clear as her vision was, she also understood that it was going to be a challenge, and it was going to be a challenge for everyone involved. And she collected a group of people that were ready for that challenge and completely, game to go as far as they needed to go in order to make it. And when you have that kind of equality, like Ann Lee strived for, you can do magical things. You can do a lot more when you're all on the same page, and when you all believe in the task, or believe in the journey, I guess. And so, yeah, I had a lot of time. I mean, we all were working on other things, but we'd all come together in the most natural, organic ways to come back together, like to meet Dan. I would meet Daniel on FaceTime, and I would go into the studio and like sing some things, and he would work with that, and he would send me demos of things that he was working on, and everybody was sharing all this information all the time because we were excited about it, not because we had to, because we wanted to. And that also creates a really nice atmosphere. And then by the time you're on set, you have all you need. You just now get to bring it to life in a different way.
In brief, Mona Fastvold. Mona, told me, I think my next film is going to be, I want to make something with the Shakers. I want to make something about Ann Lee. Maybe it's a musical, I don't know. And it was just an idea, and I said immediately yes. That was obviously exciting. And then she and Brady, we got commissioned to write it, and then they started researching it and us talking about it all the time, and then they wrote it, and it was even more exciting. So I think it felt like a radical way to tell this story. I mean, the Shakers were a musical people, so they worship through song and dance, and so it felt authentic to the story, but it also felt like a very radical way to tell a biopic, to tell an epic, because the way Mona is using music and dance is so unique and original, and that was what was exciting to me. I want to do things that are new, that are trying to push the boundaries of the form, that are trying to find, exciting ways to bring new, formal ideas to people in an era where that's harder and harder to do. So I was excited that she wanted to. What was most essential? I mean, we had an amazing cast and crew. We Amanda Seyfried was incredible, and as soon as Mona mentioned that she thought she'd be right for it, I was like, that's definitely amazing. Amazing, crew. Our cinematographer, Will Rexer, our production designer, Sam Bader, Gosia, our costume designer, Celia. Her choreography was always central to this conversation. Daniel Blumberg's music. I mean, we knew from the very beginning that Daniel would be doing this, and they work together so closely. So all of those things were essential to the mix of why this was exciting and what made it work. And then it was a question of, if we're going to tell an epic story about this woman, how do we give it the scope it requires? That was really hard. We needed money. We needed, we had to build a plan to shoot all over the world, and all those things were hard. But we had really great people, and so it was worth it.
Well, Mona brought me all of her research about 4 years ago, or 5 years ago. I forget how long it's been. And said, I want to do a film on the founder of the Shakers. Mona and I, we write together, we direct separately. But we usually build independently a fairly strong foundation for something before we tackle it together and begin the writing process. So, this was really just me working in service of her vision for the film. Yeah, the Shakers worship through song and dance, so it became sort of a self-evident truth pretty early on that it should be a musical. I mean, there were so many musical sequences that at that point, I don't know, there became, a less and less clear delineation between the narrative and the songs. I mean, what's unusual about this musical is that it's not the lyric that's driving the narrative, but it's actually the gesture and the choreography. Because lyrically, I mean, the Shaker hymns, they're like, they're mantras. They're quite redundant in a way, which creates a, sort of hypnotic effect over the course of the movie. So, I mean, really what's advancing the film narratively is the choreography. I mean, I was really impressed by everyone. I think that especially nowadays, we're confronted, all of us, I mean, not just young performers, but we're all confronted with our own image all the time, whether it's on a FaceTime or Skype or whatever it is. So, like this sort of reckless abandon is not something that most people feel comfortable with nowadays, especially. And so it took a little while for everyone to kind of shake off the vanity. And I was incredibly, impressed by, everyone's willingness to do so.
Basically, I really tracked Ann Lee's story throughout the film and used that as the basis of the choreography to really feel the trajectory of her life through movement. So started with the script and then honestly went from there and wanted to make sure that I was showing something that felt like it could be sort of simple enough that that it was worship, but then sort of big and exciting enough for like film that there was something a little other to it to make it exciting. Well, and what was very important is that it never felt like professional or perfect or anything like that, and so I just had very specific sort of directives that I would give them inside of the movement so that they could make it their own, and so that then it allowed it to change for every actor that did the movement. So it's the same movement, but the quality is so different. I think, she grew up in this moment in time where, and unfortunately it's not like much is that much different, but just in terms of growing up in a world that is not made for you, and there is so much that you need to say and express that you can't through words. And I even think of my becoming a dancer myself, like there was so much I wanted to say that I only felt like I could say it through movement. And I think when it comes to religious experience and something spiritual, like sometimes words are not enough, and it feels absolutely natural that like the expression of movement is the next step in that.
I was very inspired by these improvising singers like Phil Minton, Maggie Nichols and Shelley Hirsch, who I'd seen over the years, and I always go and see them when they play in London, and they ended up being a big part of the sound of the film. Maggie was in the film as well, and Shelley did workshops with Amanda. Also Freya Edmondes, who's a improvising singer closer to my age. Yeah, we work very closely from the script. First of all, getting stuff together for Celia for the choreography, and then getting the songs together to sing on in the film. Yeah, and then all the way through until the sound mix actually. Yeah, I mean, all the instruments that I used, just trying to push them as far as possible. So, like, the bells started as little handbells, and then by the end of scoring, we were using, like, huge church bells, and there's a scene with 60 handbells ringing at the same time. Well, it was always a big part of the film, the movement and the music, which was cool because knowing Mona for years, those are things that I know she's got a real language in, and but yeah, doing a musical, because I'm a songwriter, I make song records, so it's quite exciting to sort of apply what I do to like a film?
Oh, it's a difficult question. From one hand, I mean, just the story of Anne Lee. It's so inspiring, and to be a leader of this kind of community, to be such a strong woman in 18th century, and I love the script and I love Mona. So the approach was to just collaborate and make something special. Oh, it has a huge impact because most of the costumes were designed in the way to allow the dancers and the actors to move, and there was a special cut on the sleeve, some special construction to make our trousers longer to cover the knee pads. Everything was designed for the comfortable, most of all. So this was the first thing. So besides this aesthetic, there was also another function of the costumes for the costumes. So honestly, it's totally different work. It's an epic film, so we need to start her journey from the beginning till the end, and we need to find some kind of, let's say, key costume. So we did those fittings, and finally we discovered the color palette, and which finally became the more blue to at the end prepare or build the Shaker's world as well. But honestly, we wanted her to feel good first of all. So I was really focused on her comfortable first of all, but it's a process. It's really hard to just choose what was the key thing, because the whole 18th century fashion was some kind already designed. So we just wanted to find our own way how to present her. So
I honestly was more intrigued with the project as a whole and getting the chance to work with Mona. When I met with her, I was ready to play any character, however small. And she was the one who kind of encouraged me, because I was like, I'm not a singer, I'm not a great dancer, I don't know how to do a Mancunian accent, and she was really kind of encouraged me and instilled me with a lot of confidence to play William. And then I felt very similar to William. I have an older sister who's coming tonight who I worship, and it was very easy to kind of just transfer that onto Amanda, who's just a miraculous person. Well, I think what Mona was looking for was this very kind of pedestrian kind of sonic landscape, and so my kind of lack of experience as a singer was actually what she wanted to kind of build that quilt out. And aside from Amanda, obviously, who's an extraordinary musician, but my sister is a singer, my mother is a modern dancer, and so I was able to work with both of them in preparation for it before I went out to Budapest, which was really special. It was great, to be able to do that with somebody who you know so well and you feel so comfortable with. My mom continually encouraging me to a lot of these performances don't work if there's no conviction, if there's no purpose behind it. You have to find your own reasoning for why you are dancing. And so my mom was continually reminding me of that. And my sister similarly was like, as long as you are genuinely seeking something in song, then there will be something that transcends however skilled you are. I think there was a lot of meta elements. It was very much a family style operation. Everyone was there for the right reasons. It was a hard shoot. I keep doing these interviews and being reminded of certain challenges, but I don't really in my memory of this experience see those. I really just remember being very close. It felt like a theater group or something, where it was we were all just spending so much time together, whether it was doing dance rehearsals or going over to Daniel's house and recording some of the tracks or doing the dances together in between scenes. It was a creative dream.
So when I discovered the story of Anne Lee as a real person, I realized that not a lot of people knew about her story. And the more I learned about Anne Lee, the more I realized that she was perhaps America's first feminist. And I thought, right now I'd like a story about a complex, powerful woman who fought for equality for others, told through song and dance. So it was the only way we could tell the story, because the Shakers worship through ecstatic song and dance. So they sort of live their life like a musical, so it had to be a musical. But it's an unconventional musical. We're using the music in a very different way. Yeah. Oh, well, so Amanda and I started rehearsing and practicing and working together a year before we started shooting. So we were singing songs, recording in my bedroom, and talking around the kitchen table and doing dance practices and working on the dialogue way in advance. And a lot of the other cast members also joined really early on and were rehearsing and working for a long time leading up to our official prep. And then we dove into a really intense rehearsal period. And then, so when we were on set and actually shooting, it was actually a lot of levity, even though parts of the story is quite heavy, because we were so well prepared that we could experiment and play once we got on set. I hope that the audience takes away the urge and the need that I feel to create, communities where you feel safe to create and safe to, be spiritual in whatever way you want to be spiritual. And I think that I hope it gives you a bit of warmth and inspiration and sort of helps you search for that communal grace that we all strive for.
I would say it would be just following Mona's vision and just trying to make justice to all the amazing work that was made before me. Like, everyone does their best effort while the shooting, and then the torch is passed to me, and I have to make sure that everything just falls into place. And I think it was a very fun process to work with Mona on it. Oh, so much! Imagine just a musical, and it's when you read the script you can't really dimension what the music and the dance is going to do to the story. So it was just an amazing surprise to start getting the footage and putting it together and seeing what it did to the emotional trip of the character.
I think the fact that it was a female story that I had never heard of before. Anne Lee was an incredible leader and obviously had an impact on lots and lots of people, so I was really excited to be part of telling her story. We did a lot of singing and dancing. That was the main preparation, and also of course looking into the history of the Shaker movement. But yeah, for me it was mostly about spending time with the cast and crew and creating that tight-knit group feeling. You kind of get a very visceral response to the film, and I think the singing and dancing adds to that, and the physicality of it all. Those sequences are pretty breathtaking. Obviously we have a brilliant composer, Daniel, so the rhythm of the film, of the music and of the dancing and of the singing, I think really adds to the overall rhythm and structure of the film. It was a lot of fun. We spent a lot of late nights together, drinking and laughing and dancing and singing, and we felt like a family. I think that's what Mona really prioritizes on her sets, on her projects, is that family feeling, so that everyone feels held and included and supported. That was incredibly enjoyable.
Mona and Brady, and I didn't really even need to know what the part was. Mona and Brady, I wanted to work with them, and they had heard about that through the grapevine, and they asked me to play a part, and it really didn't matter what it was. Mona and Brady are consummate filmmakers. They're making movies for movie theaters. They're taking chances. They're pushing the medium forward. They're fearless, and they write beautiful scripts and film them gorgeously. I crash coursed on the Shakers, and there was a peculiar dialect we were going for, and I crashed course on that and got there early and holed up in a hotel room and worked my tail off. Well, that was curious because I wasn't originally going to sing in the movie, but then I ended up singing in the movie, and I struck up a friendship with Daniel Blumberg, and so I probably spent as much time with Daniel recording background voices that then he used for the chorus in the movie as I did singing my own stuff and probably even acting in the movie. I was pretty much there every day. That's the other thing I'd like to say, is that the real unexpected gift was getting to meet Amanda and play in scenes with her. She's one of the best actors on the planet.
Mona and I really wanted to stay away from traditional film look, and so we use references like Caravaggio. It really came from painting, Baroque, and some photography. A photographer named Bill Henson who had these ballerina photos, which was also like a modern Baroque. So that was really that was a main source. Well, the dance, Celia's choreography made us have to choose the aspect ratio even. So we ended up shooting a wide 2:3:5:1 aspect ratio because just to encompass all the dancing. We knew right away that the idea with the film was that the viewer was going to be an active participant, and it's sort of a hesitant participant at the beginning, but then would join in the dance. And so that really defined the whole style of the film. So, you see it, we have handheld work, a lot of, like 80% of the film is handheld because of that. Yeah, and we wanted to watch so that we could show Celia's dance, but also then really truly become a participant and a believer, and Hunger and Thirst. It's a one-take, incredible piece. My operator, Sam Ellison, is just the most instinctual operator, and that just became magic. I think Amanda hypnotized him while that was happening, and it's just one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.